for example, in Raazi also, when the character was explained to me by Meghna ji, I felt very happy, and I felt really happy while doing it because that man is human. He had a humane side to it. He was a family man too, in spite of him being from the army.
Yeah.
He was a father.
Yep.
So I think it is always good to understand what that character is before you actually plunge
Mm-hmm.
deep into what you are supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, the director is there to explain to you
Mm-hmm.
what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
But then you have your own perspective, right? Sometimes you
Mm-hmm.
come in with uh, questions in your head.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, should I drink this tea like this, like this?
Uh-huh.
Should I sip it or not sip it?
Yeah.
Or should I take a big gulp? You know it's hot,
Right. Right.
but you can't do it. So
Yeah.
I think it is necessary for actors to understand.
You know, when my husband and I, most frequently, whenever we're watching anything, whether it's a series or a movie, and we're all pseudo critics. So we all assess it with that critical eye that, you know, the direction is really tight and it's so on the edge, or the script was powerful. Now, from your experience, you're in the shoes, you're part of that whole production, you're delivering the craft. So, what do you see as that most richest or pivotal ingredient? Is it the direction? Is it the script? Is it the actor? Which?
I think it is the content. Very, very important is the content. The script, when written, seems very, very good. But when you actually film it and the content is not good enough for the viewers to understand that, yes, we are watching a film, then it just falls flat. Of course, there are
No, but
various
you have
other
to rate it for me, please, in the sequence of actor, scriptwriter, director.
script writer, director, actor.
Modest as modest
No,
can
not
be.
really modesty. I mean, I think you need a very strong script. You need a very, very good director
Yeah,
to direct that script,
agreed.
to understand the script, to understand the words of the
Mm-hmm.
script. The text is
Yeah.
extremely important. And I think the actor comes in later.
No, I think what you make sense because we've, as the audience, you know, even yourself, we've all experienced movies or media where you can tell that the direction is simply par excellence, and even though the actors might be average or just slightly above average, they have delivered a class act thanks to the director. We can tell. Likewise, when the actors are tremendously talented and have so much potential, but their potential has not been justified by the
Correct.
director.
Correct.
That too is visible to the
Yeah, it is
audience.
very visible. I think
Yeah.
that is also an important aspect one has to take into account. You also got to know who's directing the film,
Mm.
what is the caliber of that director. So that kind of research, sometimes you get
Yeah.
into that research, but sometimes you know that if it is a director of
Mm.
repute, then you really don't need to get in. Like I did Dangal, then I did Chichore, and then I did Ramayana just now
Mm-hmm.
with a director by the name of Nitesh Tiwari. Now,
Of
why would
course.
anybody want to go into the research of what Nitesh Tiwari has done? Everybody knows what he has done.
Understood. Yeah.
He's an ad man. He, of course, will look for certain nuances which nobody else has even thought about.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it is necessary for actors, directors, script writers, content writers, screenplay writers to bring in that force so that the actor is not really taxed to that extent.
Understood. So it's actually a symphony. It's an orchestra.
Yeah, it is an orchestra.
Teamwork. How did you pick acting, or did acting pick you?
I did not pick acting. Acting picked me. And yeah, it's rather story that I have been telling people uh, every now and then. There was this one day where we were having lunch in Ratna Patak's house.
Mm-hmm.
Long, long time back. This I'm talking the year 1973, 74, or 74, 75. And in walks this gentleman, and his name is Pandit Satyadev Dubey. Was Pandit Satyadev Dubey. He is no more now. So he said, "तुम acting करोगे?" I said, "मुझे acting नहीं है." नहीं, तुम acting करोगे. So it was a statement that was made.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't ask. Later on, I came to know that my mother had acted with him in 1962
Ah.
in a play called Tota Mehna.
Uh-huh.
My mother was also an actor. My father was also associated with theatre. He was the treasurer of a company, of an organization called IPTA, which is Indian People's Theatres Association in Mumbai. Of course, he left it then because of his business, but mother continued acting. So there I was with a script in my hand called Sambhog Se Sannyas Tak, and I was supposed to act. I didn't know what acting meant. What is acting?
Mm-hmm.
How do you stand? How do you face the audience? How do you see the light coming in? How do you reply? How do you react to your co-actors? What happens when the audience claps or laughs? What do you do? Do you take a break, or do you just keep saying your lines because you may forget your lines?
Yeah.
Or do you have to be that much more alert when there is a laughter, when there's an applause in the middle of
So
your
you do
sentence?
pause, then
You
what do
do
you do? Ah,
pause.
you pique my curiosity now. You
Yeah,
pause.
yeah, you have to
Yeah,
pause.
yeah, yeah,
You have to. You have to pause because
yeah,
suddenly there's a thunderous applause or there's
yeah.
a loud burst of laughter.
And I think
Your dialogues will get
everyone,
drowned because you will not be
yeah,
able to hear what
yeah.
you've said.
And I think that might also intensify the experience for the audience because it's a shared moment of connection
Yeah.
between the performers and the audience, and
Yes.
they're all mutually experiencing
And
that high.
this is purely theater. Okay.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Of course,
What
of
we're
course.
talking is
Yes,
purely theater
they
because
have never paused the
yeah,
movie.
yeah, you can't pause the movie unless you want to eat or you
Right.
want to go to the loo
Uh-huh.
to pause the film. Otherwise, you
Mm-hmm.
really don't pause a film
Mm-hmm.
unless, of course, it is
Yeah.
really bad and then you want to
Right.
kind of fast forward the whole thing. So yes, I mean it is gratifying to have an applause,
Mm-hmm.
to have that laughter,
Mm-hmm.
and suddenly you realize that oh, this is a funny line here. I didn't know while you were rehearsing. Nobody
Yeah.
laughs.
Yeah. Yeah.
So sometimes the audience catches certain lines which you are not aware of.
Lovely.